Hey guys, welcome to another car video. So the previous follow along car routine that I did was pretty simple, pretty standard for beginners, but I know some people kind of struggled with it. So today we're going to do an even easier version of it. Everything's going to be standing, so there's no brown stuff, there's nothing too complicated. And I would say this is like one of the lightest variation of the cars that you can do, but it's a pretty complete series. So I'm just going to guide you through it. It's going to take about 10 minutes to complete, 10-15 minutes if you're really taking your time. Okay, and it's going to be very similar to the previous one, just a few adjustments. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the neck. So we're just going to go look over the shoulder, back and forth. So essentially I'm bringing my chin over my shoulder. So you're going to do about 5 of these. Or again, you can do it for 10 to 20 seconds. And once you're done, you're going to bring your ear to your shoulder. So tilting sideways. Okay, so slight tilt, ear to the shoulder. Try not to shrug or raise the shoulders, so keep your shoulders down and back by your side. So same thing, we're going to do about 5 per side. And then we're going to go up and down. So you're going to look up towards the ceiling, then you're going to look down, tuck your chin. Look up towards the ceiling, look down, tuck your chin. Okay, just going to go up and down like that. Nice and simple. And again, shoulders down and back. Right. Once you're done with that, we're gonna do wrist rotations. So big circles, the bigger the better. Don't go too fast. Okay, I don't want like just like small wiggling. I want big movement, big movement. Okay, so big movement. You can do about 10 seconds each direction or about 10 rotations each direction. Okay, and then once you're done, we're gonna have the palms up. We're gonna spread the fingers as much as you can and then make a fist as hard as you can. So spread the fingers, make a fist. Spread your fingers, make a fist. So we're gonna do this about 5 to 10 times. I'll do it just 5, just to save some time. Okay. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna tap around the index, tap around the small finger, tap around the index with the thumb and the small finger. And try to keep your hands spread out so they don't collapse. So we're gonna do about 10 of these. And then once that's done, we're gonna do finger curl into a hand curl into a wrist curl, and then you're going to release the wrist, release the hand, release the fingers. Okay, so very progressive. If you know what a Jefferson curl is, it's essentially, so a Jefferson curl is more for the back, this is for the forearms and the wrists. Okay, but it's essentially the same thing. So you want to progressively roll them up and then go. So you don't want to roll up the wrist as the fingers are still extended. So roll up the fingers, tuck the hand, roll up the wrist. Okay, so about 10 times. Then we're gonna grab the fingers, pull the fingers back as you push the palm forward. So we're focusing on elbow extension, arm extension, okay? So we're gonna do about 5 to 10 on one side, then same thing, 5 to 10 on the other. Pushing the palm forward, pulling the fingers back. Once you're done with that, we're gonna do the opposite. So this one's a little bit more sensitive, be careful. I'm going to press on the back of the hand and push the hand forward. So back of the hand, push the palm forward. Okay, so almost like I'm pressing through the wrists. So same thing, we'll do about 5 to 10 per arm. Again, this is going to be more sensitive, so just be careful, take your time. If it's not feeling good or it's painful, don't push as far. But I'm focusing on arm extension. Okay. Then once we're done, we're going to have fingers interlaced, pushing through the palms, pushing through the wrists, pushing through the palms, pushing through the wrists. We're going to do about 5 to 10 of these as well. Okay, and then once you're done, you're going to have your hands together, palms together, a little bit of pressure. Now we're going to rotate the wrists. So big circles while keeping that pressure with your palms. All right, and then once you're done with that, so about 10 seconds or 10 rotations, you're going to have your hands by your side. You're going to tap your shoulder and then reach down. Tap, reach down. Tap, reach down. If you can think about squeezing your tricep, that's even better. But the goal here is to keep the shoulders back and down and to lock the elbows. So I'm going to do about 10 of these. And then I'm going to tap my shoulders sideways and bring my arms out and downwards. Out and downwards. Okay? But again, the focus is to lock the elbows. So I'm trying to lock the elbows, keep my shoulders down. And if it feels good, You can try to keep it a little bit higher, but try to lengthen out to the side. Once you're done, you're gonna have your palms forward, thumbs touching the shoulder, and you're gonna reach up and across. So previously we're doing down and under, sorry, down and under. Now we're gonna do up and across, almost like a Y shape. Same thing, trying to lock the elbows, trying to reach to the side. So my arms are by my side, they're not in front. And don't exaggerate, don't pull them backwards. So just by your side. Last one is gonna be, I'll kneel just so you have a better vision. I'm gonna tap the shoulder and then I'm gonna reach up. Tap the shoulder, reach up. So my hands are parallel and I'm reaching up, trying to lock the elbows. This one's a little bit hard, so your hands might be a little bit in front of you. But just do your best, reach up and lock, reach up and lock. Same thing, about 5 to 10. Then we're gonna move on to shoulder circles. So you're gonna do big circles, straight arms. Big circles, straight arms. So I'm going up, back, down, forward. Up, back, down, forward. You can straight arms or just relaxed elbows, but don't be too mechanical. Try not to tense up your arms. Relax the arms. Shoulders back and down. And then same thing but forward. So back, up, forward. Back, up, forward, and then down. Back, up, forward, and then down. So we'll do about 10 as well, each direction. Then we'll do rotations. So you're gonna have your hands together. The goal is to bring the elbow behind you as far as you can. So back and forth. My feet remain flat on the ground. So I'm not lifting my heel like this. Okay. I want to kind of mobilize the spine and the thorax. So keeping my hands together. And try to keep it at shoulder height. I find it's a little bit more efficient. It's fine if you drop it and you still feel it's good. That's fine. I just find it's more efficient to keep it at shoulder height. But you're going back and forth about 5 to 7 reps. Then we're gonna cross the torso and swing out. Cross the torso, swing out. Again, I'm focusing on locking the elbows. So I don't need to spread very wide, but I need to lock the elbows as I come out. And ideally, I'm alternating the top arm. If this is too hard for you, keep your arms down. This is fine, but again, locking the elbows. Locking the elbows. Locking the elbows. Spreading out. Okay, almost like you wanna asking a hug from someone. Then we're gonna do snow angels, what I call snow angels. So you're gonna tap under, keep your arms by the side, reach out, lengthen, lock the elbows, and try to get as far as you can. If you feel like the arms are starting to bend, stop a bit before that point and come back down. Okay, so if it's feeling good, I can tap, go higher. If it's not feeling so good, I can tap, stop a bit sooner. Okay, but again, nice and long. The longer the arms, the better. So it's like I'm trying to draw a circle around my torso. So we'll do about 10 times. And then once you're done, we're gonna have one arm up, one arm back. If this is tricky for you, what you can do is just use one arm to brace and swing one arm back and forth. And then you can do the same thing for the other arm. If not, one arm up, one arm back. But again, long arms, elbows are locked. I want to create length. I don't want to reach. Okay, reaching is not good. I want to keep my shoulders level, but try to lengthen through the arms. So shoulder back and down, arms are long. The longer the better. And just like the snow angels, if my arms are straight, I can go higher. If I feel like my arm is bending, I can stop a bit sooner and just end it there. So we got that. Then we're gonna have the arms by the side. It's gonna be palms forward, palms back. Palms forward, palms back. Again, shoulders back and down. My rib cage is down as well, so I'm not thrusting my rib cage. I'm not moving around my rib cage. Just nice and flat, shoulders back, palms forward, palms back. Okay, if it feels good, you can bring your hands higher up. But again, elbows are locked. I'm trying to create length. So this is good. Okay, this is not. Okay, so I want to lengthen. And if it's not feeling too good, just keep it by your side. Okay, we'll keep going. We'll go to the hips. So hips, same thing. It's just going to be hip circles. So big circles, pushing to the side, to the front, to the other side, to the back. Side, front, side, back. Side, front, side, back. I like to keep my legs straight, but if you need to, you can bend your knees just a little bit. But again, just focus on the hips. Okay, so 5 each direction, more or less. Or about 10 seconds each direction of rotation. Once you're done, we'll do bend and bow. So bend and bow, you're just gonna reach down, stand up, lean back. Look up towards the ceiling, push the hips forward, reset, and go again. So we'll do 5 of these. 5 times. Okay, and then once you're done, we're gonna grab the knee. So you're gonna bring your knee up, grab it, brace against it for a second, and then let go. Grab the knee, brace against it, let it go. So we'll do about 5 per side, and you wanna stay tall. So you don't wanna reach towards the knee, you wanna bring the knee towards yourself. We'll do about 5 per side once again. And once you're done, we're gonna be grabbing the back of the foot the same manner. So you're gonna grab your foot, squeeze your butt just a little bit, and reset. Grab your foot, squeeze your butt, and reset. Leave it. Alright, so we're just gonna go back and forth like this. It's gonna be 5 per leg, trying to point your knee down. So you don't wanna keep the hip closed. Okay, what I mean is this. This is not good. You wanna open up the hip, squeeze your butt. 5 per side. Alright, next is gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be a cradle of the foot. So you're gonna grab your foot sideways or the ankle, pull it up, let go. Same thing, just brace for a second, try to stay tall, push through the bottom leg, and release. So we're gonna do about 5 per side. Same thing, or you can do about 10 seconds per leg or 20 seconds in total. So if you prefer, you can do like this, same side for about 10 seconds, and then the other side. I know, I prefer to alternate. I know some people like to focus on one side just to get a better feeling. Whatever works for you. Doesn't have to be very specific, as long as you do it, that's great. All right, then we're almost done. We'll do knee circles. So feet together, knees together, hands on your knees. You're gonna bend sideways, bend to the front, bend sideways, come back straight, back. Sideways, front, sideways, back. And again, this is just like the wrist rotations, don't rush. So take your time. I don't wanna see this, okay? This is nothing, okay? So take your time. Sideways, front, sideways, back. Your feet remain flat, okay? So I don't wanna lift on my feet like this, I wanna pivot. 5 each direction. And if it's too much, if it's painful or tight or whatever, just do smaller circles. But again, respect the movement, take your time. The bigger the range, the better. Okay, now we're done with that. We're gonna move on to the ankles. So we're gonna do ankle circles. So what I like to do is point my toes down, brace with my toes a little bit, and then draw a circle. Okay, so it's like an arrow pointing downwards, and then I'm creating a circle from there. Doesn't have to be specific, you don't have to do both directions, I just want the ankle to move a bit. So 10 each direction, and again, if you prefer doing this, like I mentioned in the previous video, this is fine as well, so you can hold on to a wall and do this. So we'll do about, same thing, 10 per leg, 10 per foot, or 10 seconds each direction. And there's only 2 more things to go, we're almost done. So next is gonna be placing the side of the foot downwards, and then applying a little bit of pressure. Okay? So again, placing the side of the foot downwards, a bit of pressure. It should not be painful. It should feel like a stretch on your ankle and on your shin. So, tibialis anterior, if you want to be fancy. Okay, so a little bit on the ankle, a little bit on tibia, and applying pressure. And if it feels good, you can lean forward more on it. Okay, press down. Okay, and if you're very flexible, you can even think about walking on the side of the feet, but you don't have to do this. This is a little bit more advanced, and we're going to keep it simple for today. Last one is pivot from heels to toes. So my body straight, heels, toes, heels, toes. Main thing is my hips are open, I'm nice and straight. So I'm not gyrating like this. I'm not hip driving. I want the focus to be on the ankle. So I'm staying tall, I'm staying tight, and I'm just going back and forth on my toes. On my heels, on my toes. About 10 seconds or 10 reps, and that's it. So it's a more simple, easier variation of cars. If you're more restricted, this might be a better option than the previous video that I made, but everything is good. I mean, as long as you're moving, as long as you're staying active, as long as you're lubricating the joints with movement and through hydration, that's what really matters at the end. So thank you for your patience, and I hope you enjoyed the video.